dip it into the sexy St. Jeff candle. No Buffs is back. I'm J.E. Skeets here in the Classic Factory along with my fellow tribe members, three people who love a good pizza metaphor. Nora, Trey, and JD. What's up, my little pepperonis?
Hi.
Nora, welcome back.
Do you want to eat my crusts?
Oh, jeez. Hot start. We are here to recap episode 1 of Survivor 48, titled The Get to Know You Game, which you can bet your ass we'll be playing a little bit later.
All right.
Nora, start thinking of cars.
Oh no, my one blind spot.
Yeah, more ways than one, I guess. Before we do that, though, a huge shout out to the live tribe joining us right now on YouTube. We'd love to see that. Take a second to smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Share the show with the Survivor fans in your life. Podcast listeners, we love you too. Leave us a 5-star rating and review. Helps other Survivor fans find the show. Helps us in the rankings, and especially at the start of the season. That's really big. What a premiere episode. I feel like all three of you were buzzing from this one. You last night, these guys this morning. Like, am I crazy to say that, Trey? Like, you enjoyed the premiere episode of Survivor 48?
I loved it. We're 100% back, baby. We got a cast that is very fired up to be there, very enthusiastic. We had moments of humor. We had some touching moments as well.
Yes.
We actually had like a spicy tribal council. It was great.
Yeah. JD, your initial thoughts here as we just zoom out quickly before we go into scene by scene.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely into it. By the end of the episode, I was into it. I mean, I stopped it. I mean, we'll get into it, I'm sure. But 8 minutes and 15 seconds, I'm like, I paused it just to see. We're still smelling our own farts here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Look, and to be honest, like, I'm fine with it. Like, the mythology of it, like the you know.
Well, the whole thing that Jeff's doing out on the Matt chat is like, what got you here?
Yeah.
What inspired you to play Survivor? And it's a lot of people, the new castaways, saying, oh, this particular person.
Yeah.
Or I saw myself in this person. Or this season.
It did feel like a stealthy ad for Paramount Plus.
Go back and watch all
back
these.
into the archives. Join us.
Hey, man, you got to sell that streaming platform.
And look, I'm not. We were at the line, 8 minutes and 13 seconds or whatever it was.
Okay.
That's the line, because I was like getting annoyed now. Like,
You're about to turn it off.
Let's go, Jeff. Let's go. Like, okay. I mean, I'm a Survivor sicko, so I did enjoy it. But like, somebody just going in for the first time, that's a long time to be just like getting to know you, getting to know all about you. And, I don't know.
Yeah, I hear you, but you know what I love about Survivor? They're like, we don't care about new people. I truly believe that. They're like, we have such a loyal, diehard fan base. The numbers are good enough because we keep doing seasons of this.
Yeah.
And we can pander to our fans.
Yeah.
And, we're sickos. I love seeing Yule. I love seeing, references to the Amazon. Like, whatever. It's like, oh, yeah, give me all that. That mythology, like you said.
Yeah.
But you're right. Maybe to someone new, like, okay, I'm going to finally watch Survivor. It's like, are they ever going to get to Survivor?
I thought
Yeah, well, look, we're a couple minutes in. Gee, I don't want JD to turn this off.
No.
Let's start recapping it, because we go through this thing pretty detailed. The intro. What was everyone's opinions? Nora, we'll start with you on the Zoom calls to let a majority of the cast, or all of them, I'm sure, but some of them we saw, hey, you're on Survivor 48.
Like, objectively, from like a production point of view, if you're sitting in the room and you're all deciding what's going to be in the intro, to show the little Zoom chats, like, is really anything crazy going to be happening? They're all going to be stoked to hear that they made it.
Yeah.
Having said that, did I cry a little bit with Joe when he got emo
You
about
cried
it?
30 seconds into Survivor 48. I didn't look over at you.
If we're going to have a teary Nora crying count, this episode had quite a few.
Wow, we will get to the Joe and Eva. Yeah,
and I mean, I am a bit of a sap, so it doesn't take a lot.
Yeah.
But still, I did, even though I was like, okay, we're going to see them get excited. What else are they going to do? But then I was like, my kids are going to be proud of me. I was like, oh, Joe, I love you. So it worked for me.
Yeah, I mean, this was a first. They've never done this before. Apparently, they record these, obviously. They may even release them, as the season goes on. Like, let's see so-and-so when we first told them they were on. But they're not in the episode, Trey, to start it. Did you like it or not?
I thought it was a great way to start. It was really cool. Who did we see? We saw Joe, we saw Say, and we saw Eva. We got, like, nice little looks into their backstory right away. Wasn't too deep, and we were rolling.
Yeah.
I thought it was a fun way to start.
And it was authentic. Have you ever seen Big Brother do this?
Yes, actually.
Oh, yeah.
I have
It's
seen them.
the worst.
They find the key.
Yeah, they're like they're at them like at their job, and they're like,
what?
"Hey, look in that box." I'm like, "What is this Big Brother key?" Oh my
my
god.
God.
It's like complete bad acting. So yeah.
Well,
it's
at
fun.
least they sent a crew out, and we're not looking at a Zoom screen.
No, but that's real, JD.
Please.
It's
That- I
real.
mean, how would they find out previously? Would they get like a phone call before Zoom?
Well, I mean, they've talked to them a million times, I'm sure, at this
Right.
point. Like, they know that they must know they're in the running to make the
No,
season.
obviously, but
Yeah.
in the past, before we were zooming.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah. You got to go check tree mail. So the boats arrive. They pull up to the island. We did get, I guess, a cool shot of Jeff with his
Sweeping.
one leg
Cool
out.
shot, huh?
Well, yeah, I don't know, whatever you want to
He
call it.
teapotted on
booty
that
shot.
rock.
Yeah, booty shot. You think Prope's working on the ass? Is he?
I think Jeff has been squatting. So he said, I'm going to get up on the rocks, and this time,
Hot takes.
start the shot from the back. Because, like, look, this is Jeff's signature stance.
Yeah,
one
yeah.
foot up,
Yeah.
Yeah.
1 foot down. But he started it back to the camera. So you
Yeah.
can see the trunk a little
Yeah.
bit swooped around. Let's talk about Survivor.
If only we had a side profile to really see the gains
Yeah, exactly
from
right. We
this
can't tell. We
cardboard
can't tell.
cutout.
So they all get there, and Jeff compliments them all on their initial pop. Like, what a reaction. I mean, every season of Survivor, they just get crazier and crazier and
Yeah.
louder and louder. And even Jeff was like, holy crap, they got some energy on this
Yeah,
crew.
it was a bit much. They were amped.
Yeah. And then Probe starts talking to each of them, or like calling out a couple of them, right? And we got like why they're playing. So again, Mitch says he's been trying to get on Survivor for 20 years. He was inspired by seeing Christy on the Amazon, who was deaf. Mitch is the gentleman with the speech impediment. Kevin inspired by Yule on Cook Islands, and then David and Goliath, or David versus Goliath that season. And so we just get that little sort of flavor of like, hey, you've talked about this before, JD, like Prope's not knowing their names,
I
like
know.
having to pretend he doesn't. Hey, you in the orange shirt. Who the hell are you?
He knows our full psych profile.
I don't know. You had your camera off on Zoom. I didn't know you looked like that.
Yeah, exactly.
But we get that. And then Probst gives, I want to call it like an epic speech. It was like his Al Pacino Life is a Game of Inches from Any Given Sunday. I mean, he went on forever with his like surfing metaphors and obviously setting up the game. We get this from Probst, so I thought he really leaned into this one, TK.
Yeah.
Yeah, that must be when JD was thinking about turning it off.
Yeah. now the farts that were getting stinkier and stinkier.
Yeah,
I was thinking, like, without the music, just imagine them out there with that speech. The music is like, it's like an epic trailer,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then it's just him talking on a beach. It's just
this weird
it
guy
hits
out
Think
there.
about
different.
that all
It
the
hits
time.
different, you know?
Like the challenges must be so much more boring when you're out there, like pushing a thing up a ramp,
Yeah.
and like it looks awesome. Like, ooh, look, back and forth, but in reality, it's just like,
You're like, this sucks.
just dissing you the whole time.
Just heavy breathing.
We also learned that the three tribes represent the sun, the moon, and the sky.
Ooh.
Yeah, and
Advantage Sky.
and there would be more stars
Big
talk in this
advantage.
episode.
Big advantage to the sky.
Got both of them.
That's true. Well, yeah, are they tipping their hand here with possible names there or what they represent? So yeah, let's just go right to the first challenge because we're right into it, or a little too slowly into it for JD. But we're there. We're playing for tribe supplies, and we have within this challenge Kevin throwing out his shoulder.
Right.
And we have learned since that it was stopped at a certain point in the challenge, and Dr. Will came in to check on him, and they popped his shoulder back into place. They gave him it's being called a green whistle or a green kazoo. It's basically a painkiller.
Yeah, hook me up.
Yeah. And he blacked
whistle.
out, like, but I say all this, it wasn't in the episode.
Yeah.
They edited it out.
Right. Because of time, according to Jeff on his pod today. Maybe we could have edited your speech a bit.
He's like, we're not losing that. We're not losing that. Well, I mean, I guess the counter is probably a good sign that it's not an issue moving forward.
Which is why they removed it.
Yeah. They're like, he's okay. Like,
Yeah.
it's good. We got it back in place. He's going to be okay.
Like, he got hurt. You saw him
Yeah.
sitting,
Yeah,
you saw him sitting by a
And he said it
stick.
a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the third time, JD, we've had someone throw their shoulder out in an opening challenge
Really?
in Survivor history.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was wondering. I was like, Prope's like, take that out. I can't have these people saying we're putting these people's lives at danger right away.
But they put it in the trailer. This is what I don't get.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
The bait and switch, like it just ticks off your audience.
Yeah, they got us.
Are we sure that was from that challenge?
I think so.
Yeah.
Because I think mostly that promo is from that first challenge.
Yeah, I don't think they want to show you too much more past that first.
Well, you can't tell who's who anyway. Everybody's covered in mud.
Oh, that's another complaint.
Oh, yeah.
It's like we're trying to learn these people's names, what they look like.
Well, he said he likes to baptize them
That's
in
right.
mud.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's so embarrassing.
This guy's the
Wait,
best.
did he say that again this year on
He said
this
it
one?
on the pod today.
We get it. We get it.
So for those that don't know, you've listened to the On Fire
I did this morning, yeah.
official Survivor podcast with
Yes.
Jeff Probst and Rachel?
Yeah, she was great.
Okay,
Yeah,
Rachel,
she
yeah.
did really well.
Nice.
Okay. Any notes here from this actual challenge, which we have Logie, the Purple Tribe, winning in a landslide? They got a stacked team.
Beyond.
Yes.
Like we looked at them
Yes.
like when we were doing our cast stuff, and we're like, holy crap! Like, they got a bunch of athletes. Their women are beasts. Like this is gonna be a tough team to beat. So far, so good for them. But any other notes from you?
Yeah, I guess my notes would be that, yes, we thought that orange and purple would both have athletic advantages. That seemed to be the case, which was kind of made even worse when Kevin did get hurt with his shoulder. Like, he's, I don't know, their biggest, at least most muscular dude.
Yeah.
We'll see what he's able to do having two functioning arms. I thought it was interesting that he basically revealed, I'm a huge super fan, when he was running through how he got into Survivor by following Yule, and obviously he's rattling off the seasons he's on, no problem. See if that comes back in the future. And in general, I prefer an actual marooning when they're out on the boats having to gather stuff and, sometimes get back on the boat. I like that marooning better than on the beach getting covered in the blackest mud you ever did see.
Yeah, because it's like feels like such a more like hectic start to a season. It's
right.
like, hey, we're going now, and here we go. Like jump off the boat, get your supplies, and like decisions have to be made immediately, and that where conflict can arise or whatever. But
Sure.
this is just the classic Matt chat. But the challenge itself,
It's fine.
Yeah.
I don't care for the muddiness so early on because I literally have no idea who's who, but
and they were covered.
Yeah.
They
This
really
was
were.
even worse than other ones. Like
Yeah,
head
Shaheen
to toe.
posted a photo of himself yesterday on X where he is doused in mud and he wrote, "Sue walked so I could run." Shout out to Sue.
Who tweeted that?
Shaheen.
Oh, that's funny.
He seems quite funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was good.
Anyway, it was fine. Pretty classic.
So then we learned that the other two tribes, the tribes that did not win, because Logie, Purple, they're good, they get the supplies. So Siva, the orange tribe, and Vula, the green tribe, they have to decide on who are they sending as a representative to go try and win the supplies. And I don't know, Pizza Justin just seemed to elect Kevin. He was like, well, you barely did anything because your shoulder got
Yeah.
popped out, so you go. The way it was edited, it seemed like that.
Sure.
And then Kyle decides to go for the orange tribe.
I was surprised that they sent him, given they also
Kevin,
yeah,
yeah.
because they actually watched what happened, which sounded like a significant medical event. So even more reason for them to be a little bit more cautious about sending this person. But maybe we didn't see, and he said, "I really want to do this."
Also, not really fair when you think about it. He's on drugs.
No doubt, he's hitting that green kazoo.
Yeah.
Yeah, he zoomed up.
Who knows what that gives him?
Maybe that's why they sent him. They're like, oh, he doesn't even know what's good. He's crazy right now. He's
Say anything, man.
So they get sent. We go get a little camp excitement before we get to the camp supplies challenge between Kevin and Kyle. I'll throw all three of them at you here. These are just initial. They get to their camp. Some people are excited. Some people playing very quickly, very hard. Logie, Purple, Thomas. He's surprised with how well he's bonding with everyone. He also loves Bianca. This was your pick to win it all. Great first episode from him. Guy's hilarious.
Yep.
He's already got alliances. He's already got maybe decisions to make, unfortunately, for him. Like, which side do I go? Because everybody seems to like him.
He's in with the bros, the California girls.
So
Hilarious name. He's in with Bianca. He and her both call each other their day one number ones.
Yep.
So, I mean, maybe bad news for Star, since she's not really involved with either of those groups.
Yeah.
We'll see how that plays out going forward. But, we make our preseason winner picks based on these 40-second videos we see, and it's like, who knows if that's going to hold up after one episode. After one episode, I was like, I'm sticking with Thomas 100%.
There you go.
The guy made fire. The guy's in with everybody here. He's got shields in front of him as well. I thought he was awesome.
Great first episode. Siva Orange, we have David doing chin-ups on a bamboo
guy.
sort of thing. He is quite a character. He's bragging about being able to make fire. Though I don't believe we ever see him make the fire.
No.
Do we?
No.
Doesn't he say, like, I can do it without flint? I
Yeah,
can
with
do it with
bamboo.
bamboo?
Claimed.
We never see it.
He made some claims.
And then Vula, green.
Vula.
What?
No, Vula.
It's Vula.
Vula.
Oh, my
Yeah.
bad. Go ahead.
Okay. I had Vulu written in my notes everywhere.
I must have
Maybe it was
seen
you
that.
last night that did that.
I'm patient zero. Sorry.
Vula, green. Stephanie and Mary, they're trying to figure out the shelter while Say is playing hard from the jump. And she is already doing pinky swears with Justin and Cedric. So, JD, of those, again, initial sort of day one, everybody at the camp, did you have a particular favorite group from those three?
Favorite group?
Yeah, or moment from those.
Yeah, I mean,
initial reactions.
I liked Say going hard, going fast. You know,
Oh my God, did she ever?
We'll get into it, I'm sure, but she doesn't let up. That's
No.
kind of the thing. But but I liked her intensity at first, and sneakily, my pick to win Camilla, which is a homer pick, but very, very happy with my pick.
Yeah.
Because she's smart, she's funny, and I just love that she's stirring the pot already. Yeah.
So you had Camilla. You're
Camilla.
happy. You already said you had Thomas. You're very happy. I had Joe.
Oh,
I don't think he's gonna.
happy.
Well, I'm not happy he's gonna win, but I'm happy he's gonna win the hearts of everyone. Really, he already
Banu.
has.
He already has.
Million hearts.
He's the real Banu.
He's the real Banu.
But I'm not changing because I want to just cheer for him now. Now you
me.
took Kyle
Right.
because he shook hands with the dog.
Want to reenact it? Hold my hand. You hold my hand.
Who was the dog?
But not sure.
I'm the dog in that one. You shook
Both
it.
hands were kind of paw-like.
But I was gonna say, I would say of our four winners, maybe Kyle had the roughest first episode. That can work though.
Sure.
That can work in your favor.
I think not his, we'll get to it later. Maybe not the best performance for him, but I thought he rebounded. He showed a lot of character, and then I really loved his connection with Camilla later on.
Okay.
I thought they were so cute.
Yep.
So
Okay.
I think you're fine. I'd be super happy to have Kyle.
Yeah.
Rough start, but the way he rolled with it, I mean, some bad luck too, like breaking the water bottle or whatever.
tough
Like
go.
that's a tough
The
break.
glass jug that he broke because he was going a little crazy.
A little
with the
hard.
Cast
Okay.
iron
Relax.
Okay, but you know what? Nobody saw it except for what's his name? Sorry,
Kevin.
Kevin. And then it turned into an act of kindness.
Yes.
For Kevin, so maybe a little bit of an alliance down the road. So I think he's fine.
Okay.
I think he's fine. And just the way he's dealing with the adversary, like he's fine. Like I'm impressed by Kyle.
Okay. Well, let's go to that camp supplies challenge. We those two guys get there, Kyle and Kevin. I thought the challenge was, hey, read this book. Holy crap.
it was huge.
See how long that thing was? Insane. But no, they have to do a bunch of obstacles to acquire a machete, a pot, and the flint. I loved this. I thought it was unique. This was new, obviously, for them to try and get this as sort of like a runner-up to get your supplies. And man, we had Kyle going crazy.
That was so
Oh my God, this guy was going nuts.
He's hype. Yeah, he was excited to be
Pulling out
there.
the ropes, and he didn't know what was going on. But wisely, I mean, I say all that, but he was in the lead. Right?
Yeah.
It appeared to be in the lead until he broke the glass jug.
Sure.
Which, oh my God. But JD said it. He decides right there on the spot. Well, at least I'll turn this into helping Kevin get his key, and maybe that turns into something down the line.
Sure.
But did you like this little wrinkle here?
I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Fight for supplies, I guess they called it.
Yeah.
And this, and kind of like the entire episode was about, do you go slow or do you go fast? That started here with kind of like the mini version of that, and Kyle was cracking me up, man. He found an extra rope. He was pulling on multiple ropes as fast as he possibly could. And then he cut to Kevin, he's like, following it perfectly. Kyle's going so fast, though, he actually gets back in the lead, but broke his jug.
Yeah.
And I'm with JD. I think a solid recovery. He only looks like a fool in front of Kyle, or in front of Kevin, who now likes him because he helped him out and actually helped him finish the thing. The only lie he had to tell was that I'm a teacher. Not a lawyer.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't
Oh,
get
yeah.
that lying. Why lie about the lawyer thing? Lawyer is not big, bad, scary. Or it's like, if you're going to lie, you have to make it adjacent to what you do. I'm in law school.
I'm a paralegal.
Yeah, like go around. You don't do totally
That would be
different.
smart, because then I'm like, I'm in crippling debt.
Oh, sure, whatever. It should just be something closer
I'm a gambling addict.
to what you actually do.
Back to the part where he helps Kevin, Kyle does. Did anyone else think for 1 second, I thought he was like, I'll help you.
Smash.
Suck it. That would have been, what would they have
What
done?
would have happened?
I don't know.
They would have given it to Kevin because Kevin wasn't broken and you broke yours.
I guess.
Yeah.
That'd have been
Jerk.
me.
Would have been awesome, though.
Lose any audience sympathy you have just by
it's so
destroying
good.
everything.
Okay, so yes, Kevin obviously gets his supplies for his team. He returns a hero.
I got a yo! That was so funny. That guy is a smiley guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so smiling.
Very smiley. So he returns back to camp, green camp there. Mary makes a quick fire, and the two of them sort of link up right away. Mary and Kevin, sort of a little quick partnership. And then she approaches Kevin, and again, it felt like he had been back for like 8 seconds.
Yeah.
And she's like, hey man, I gotta talk to you. I gotta fold you into my now 4-person alliance. And
Yeah.
again, this is the continuation of her just like a mile a minute.
She plays like she's being chased. Like somebody is coming for her and
Yeah.
she has to keep going.
Well, there is a
on the one
monster out
hand,
there.
it's admirable to be so dialed in on what you're doing, but to not read the room. Every time she approached everybody very quickly with her offers of like, let's work together, you could read on everyone's face they were taken aback a little bit.
Yeah. But then you're in the predicament of like, she's a mover and a shaker here. It's like,
100%.
do I just get on board and we'll figure it
100%.
out later? Like, or because I kept thinking someone's going to do the, hey man, way too early.
Yeah.
Hey, slow down. You know, I don't know you that well. I can't trust you.
Yeah.
Like, let's take a second to breathe. Let's work on our camp. That didn't really ever happen
Well,
to her detriment.
Because
to Say's.
Cedric and Justin, aka I Love Pizza,
Yeah.
they seem like very chill bros.
Yes.
So they're not going to
So,
say
like,
that.
hell yeah,
But
all
they
right.
might say that after they saw how this played out.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I did think it was interesting, though, because Say goes to Mary and Stephanie first, right? And
Yeah.
like, do you want to be together? And they're like, don't know yet. And
Yeah.
then she's like, well, you're out then.
That
And
was
they go
it.
talk to the guys, and they're like, yeah, maybe. And she's like, fine, we're together. And look who went home.
I know.
100%.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like pretty impressive. It's like it feels like, is this a type of game that can work for the entirety of 26 days, JD? I don't know. But
my guess
she's
is
there
no.
after it won. Yeah, my guess is no too. But she also could mellow out and stuff.
She can mellow out.
Yeah.
I hope
She's
she
not the
mellows
first
out.
person that goes 100 miles an hour.
God, no.
Somebody said like Gabe was sort of similar.
Yeah,
When Gabe hit
ish.
the-
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
Not that he won, but he obviously went pretty far. So
I did like Mary made a fire here, flipped her hair.
yeah,
That was awesome.
I'm low key obsessed with Mary.
yeah.
Mary's awesome. High riser for me.
She's great.
And like I said, after Sam built a fire in fire making after not practicing, it's easy. She hadn't practiced either. Started in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Quick, very very quick.
I'm telling you, that flint, it's juiced up. That flint has something special going on with it.
Wow.
Also, at one point, Mary called Kevin the golden retriever of the tribe.
Yeah.
Don't know if you want to be called a dog on day one.
No.
Kyle's like, what? I'd love to shake that man's hand. Yeah. I think she's right though too, because he's like a happy-go-lucky dude.
He does seem extremely
Sort of
wholesome. We'll
bouncing
see how it goes.
Yeah. Let's go to Siva, the Orange Tribe. David and Mitch, they find an eagle painted on a tree, and then there's like an S covered by rope. And instead of keeping this a secret, David tells everyone about these like hidden letters, and they start trying to figure out a puzzle, even though they have no idea what they're actually trying to figure out, nor do we at this point,
Right.
because we've yet to get to Say finding the codex or whatever the hell this thing is, the idol thing that they got to figure out the clue to. Sort of interesting. We do know that David is not one of these like diehard Survivor players, so he must just be like, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah.
And then was just like, I guess we'll just tell everyone. He even said, well, we don't have any of our supplies,
Right.
right? So he's like, we can't really do anything. We don't have a machete.
David's on vacation.
So he's like, all right.
He's just like, hey guys, you want to check this out? Let's
Yeah.
figure
Yeah,
this
yeah.
out together.
100%. This guy's doing chin-ups. Bro, you got to build a shelter, and like stop looking for stuff. Like, start building your shelter. You know.
Well, he doesn't. Well, I guess I was going to say he doesn't have a machete to actually start building a shelter, but
Yeah,
there's a
right.
lot of bamboo just thrown back
hey,
out
man.
into the jungle
exactly.
from the previous seasons.
Can we rebuild this?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Let's go to Loggy Purple. Check in with them. This is speaking of bamboo, Eva, just collecting every piece of bamboo in that damn jungle like a boss, and they throwed it around with one hand. And she talks here about the pros and cons of her autism, and maybe like a pro being like that, I can get locked in and I'll build you a damn shelter, or at least find you all the supplies just like that, because I got to keep moving. And this is where we get the initial, not the, the emotional scene yet, but a little Joe and Eva, a little dap up alliance.
Yeah.
Which we were like, hell yeah, let's go.
Can't wait. Tell me more. Obsessed with them.
And I think Joe in this scene says did he say he found like a sticky note in his passport?
Yes.
That said, "Dad be good, Dad lift wood."
Yeah.
Bars.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So, thoughts on, I know we'll get to the very emotional scene between Joe and Eva, but what do you think?
This would have been a nice scene if this was the only scene
That's
we
true.
got between them. Basically, Joe starting the fire. He's talking about his kids, winning people over. Eva's saying she wants to work with somebody who's a stand-up guy. Little do we know that, 20 minutes later, we're going to have a devastatingly beautiful scene.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was an awesome start to the breadcrumbs of these two getting together and obviously going to be working together somehow.
Here's my question for you, JD. We just hit the beach. We're going to build a shelter. What role do you want? Do you want to
That's a great
be
question.
finding the bamboo? Do you want to be more in the construction of the actual shelter? Do you want to
Yeah.
do palm fronds? Something else?
Not palm fronds. That's the useless job, according to Tyson.
Yeah,
That's right.
What's the
But-
time, he said.
Yeah.
I'm with Eva. I'm the stick getter.
Same here.
Because they're all there, like they just throw them back there from last season. Whenever I go to a cottage, like with a group of people,
Hell yeah.
Oh, here we
I'm
go.
the dishes guy. I will appoint myself the dishes guy. Nobody wants to do the dishes ever. And I'm just like, and then, I just focus on that. And that's like, it's my job to do dishes. I'm not going to try to avoid it. I'm not going to try to,
Yeah.
And then everybody knows that, JD's the dishes guy. Let him do the
Let 'em
dishes.
do it.
And then you're fine because it looks like you're working hard. But
Yeah.
doing the dishes is fucking easy. It's so easy. It's
Sure,
like
you're having a drink while you're doing
you're having
it.
a drink, you
Yeah,
listen
yeah.
to music,
Yeah.
you're playing with water in the house.
But it's
you
a
know?
task that a lot of people don't want to do. So
Exactly.
they're like, whoa, this guy, man, what a hard worker.
That's right.
you, yeah.
So you want me to bring all those sticks over here? I'm doing it. Here's the problem with me. Because I'm an older guy, I'd be the oldest guy out there, and I kind of look like I would know how to build a shelter,
Yeah.
And I do not at all. Like I don't even want to. Like
spot.
I have no opinion on the shelter.
Yeah.
So just somebody tell me what to do, and then this is a great strategy for day one. Like for anyone, pick a job, a shitty job. And just do that job. Like do something repetitive, that physical, nobody wants to do. And everybody loves her.
And
Everybody
I
loves
would
her.
add to going to find bamboo. I mean, it also doesn't hurt. You're like looking
So-
around
yeah.
a little
Right.
bit.
Totally.
Oh, okay, there's something painted on that tree. Make note of that. Oh,
Sure.
okay, what is that? Maybe I'll come back check that out later.
Yeah.
At least you got that as well.
And
as
it's-
long as you keep coming back and forth.
And it works for her condition, as she says. Like I just get fixated on one thing, and she's using her autism to her advantage,
Yeah.
which is awesome.
Yep. What would you do, Nora? Palm fronds?
Sadly, I think I'd be relegated to palm fronds or maybe like foraging.
Yeah.
If there's some kind of coconut or
Oh, wow, you're gonna
fruit
get food
situation.
already.
Coconuts.
Okay. I'm definitely doing bamboo. I mean, you've seen me at a fire.
I knew you were gonna bring it up.
Well, I mean, it is. I just love to do it.
You just
I
love
love
it.
finding wood.
I love.
Don't you stroll around your front yard looking for
Yes.
sticks?
Yes.
Yeah, so
He's a real stick sicko.
What do you do with your sticks when you find them?
He makes little weird Blair Witch bunches.
I generally we don't really have a fire pit right now, but so I'll throw them over the back fence. It's not to another neighbor's yard. It's like this wood.
There's a valley.
wooded area. Yeah.
You
Back to where they
sometimes
returned.
you sometimes prep it for the lawn care team to
Yeah,
deal
yeah,
with.
yeah. I'll help the guys out. Then I pay for some reason to do it.
Let's
why?
don't get into the weeds.
It's really it makes no sense.
I'll be number 2 builder. I don't want to be the foreman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But I'll help you lift something.
Yeah.
But that would be okay as long as you have like the confident builder.
Yeah.
Because you'd get frustrated if the person somehow knows less than you, but they're the ones sort of calling the shots.
Well, I don't think I would know a lot, but I
No, I'm not
would
saying saying I would
good at
either.
assisting.
But... Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't have enough opinions to be like, no, we got to do it the other way.
Yeah, me either. All right, let's go jump over to Vula, the Green Tribe. It is day 2. We just completely skipped over a nighttime. Night 1.
They did.
Good night's sleep for everyone.
Yeah, I guess so. Nothing happened. This is where we have Stephanie talking about Reiki?
Reiki? Yes.
Therapeutic touch, sort
Yes.
of massage.
No touch. No touching.
No touching! I just watched that. Arrested Development. And then we have Sei deciding her alliance needs to start looking for an idol. So she's like panicked about that. She does find the Beware advantage, and this is the puzzle lock. This is that codex thing. It's got the number there, 216337. It's all different colors.
It did look very cool.
It did look cool. This was unique. She learns she doesn't have her vote until she unlocks the idol in this thing, but she's got to figure out how to do that. And she keeps saying, it's one of those cryptograms. Cryptograms so many
Cryptogram
times.
a lot.
And this obviously launches them trying to unlock this thing. I thought at one point later on, I thought she was literally just going to bust it open, like Hulk style.
Yeah, she like did a couple of turns. And she like get on it and it wiggled a little. Is this allowed?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess for like the fight for supplies, that was part of it, right? Like you can tear down this thing however you want to. They should allow that for the cryptogram as well, because she said at one point, cryptograms are one of my weaknesses. I was like, same.
Yeah,
I know, right?
Not a thing I'm a pro at.
Is anyone
all.
leading with cryptograms?
Yeah.
I'm so good at
I'm in on
cryptograms.
cryptograms.
So we'll get back to them if anyone has anything else on therapeutic touch. You ever done it? Anybody ever done it?
I've not done Reiki.
Reiki? Okay. No? JD?
Yes, I've received a Reiki session.
Why are you embarrassed about
I don't
it?
know, because it's stupid. It's
You
just
really
stupid.
have? I thought you were
Yes, Rachel was when we first met. She was in like a hippy dippy sort of nutrition thing, like school.
Yeah.
And she got certified at Reiki, and it was just
Oh
like,
my God.
worst happy ending ever. No, it's just like weird. You just lie there, and it's just like there's no sound even. It's just like
That sounds cool.
They just like kind of hover.
Yeah,
Do you remember?
yeah.
It's all energy, I assume.
all
Yeah.
energy.
Right?
Yeah.
Jax Taylor famously had a Reiki therapist on Vanderpump Rules, remember? Him and Brittany were going through a rough spot, and he started going to a quote-unquote therapist, but it was just like a Reiki person.
Oh, wow.
And it worked out for them.
Yeah.
So it works.
So,
Unfortunately, I really liked Stephanie this entire episode.
Yeah, me too.
I love this woman.
yeah.
Big floppy hat. She was really
Oh,
well
her
spoken.
outfit was on
Cool
point.
cardigan.
Yeah.
A hat that should almost not be allowed.
Wow.
Too big?
It's like was an umbrella.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't that be allowed?
I mean, it's so big. I mean, it's
Unfair
brilliant.
advantage, really.
Yeah.
Like,
Maybe she has very sensitive skin.
Yeah. It was a gigantic hat.
She looked like she was on White Lotus.
yes.
Her
Yes.
whole fit was great.
Yeah, very, very cool fit. Let's jump to Logi Day 2. This is where Star goes looking for idols. And she has gone, apparently, a very long time. They are very suspicious of what Star's doing. They know what she's doing, but, like, not trying to keep it much of a secret. This is where we get the alliance, the California Girls. Thomas, Shaheen, Joe. This is an all-dude alliance called California Girls.
Hilarious.
Chef's kiss. And then, oh my goodness. Yeah, we were all probably tearing up. Eva and Joe, and Eva telling Joe that she has autism and explaining how he can help her with her episodes and just how he received that, and them basically like, we're now a duo. Joe literally says, quote, "I have made a decision. She's with me. I got her. If I got to go home early, I'm not going to let her down."
God, may we all have a
This was
Joe
an
in our
incredible
lives.
scene.
Jeez, what a guy.
So we have Eva and Joe.
Yeah,
Everyone's
It's
favorites.
just beautiful. And for somebody, Eva, who throughout the show is sort of explaining that she sometimes misses social cues or may struggle with that, she is an incredible judge of character, and I don't think she could have chosen a better person to share this with.
Right.
That's exactly what I was thinking, was like, you're worried about your social skills and you picked the person who you should be opening your heart to. I'm trying to be the Joe I want to see in the world. Like, what? It felt like a father-daughter relationship
Yes.
to me,
Totally.
that conversation they were having together. I feel like I cry at everything now. But I think I only cry at Survivor. I watch other shows, I watch movies, but I'm only ever tearing up at Survivor because it's real people. Man.
Right.
That was an amazing scene.
Yeah.
was.
JD.
Oh, you want me to shit on it?
Yeah.
What did you hate about it?
What did you hate about it?
Look, I thought it was a beautiful scene. I loved it in a vacuum. I don't know if I love it in Survivor. I feel like Joe's game is now blown up. Like he's got a special bond, maybe a friend for life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's early, but we'll see. But he is playing Survivor, and she is playing Survivor. And at some point, if Joe wants to win this game, he's going to have to let her go, right?
I think he's gonna do the opposite.
Yeah.
Exactly. So,
Sacrifice himself.
which is fine and beautiful, and I will cry when he falls on the sword for her, but it's not good for his game is gone.
Yes,
now. You know what I'm saying?
But from what we know of him, obviously doing the cast assessment and watching his bio and reading about him, he is out there for a different purpose
Right.
than it feels like to win $1 million.
Okay, fair
right?
enough.
Or to be a sole survivor. He legit, his purpose is for his sister who passed, obviously, in domestic violence. It's what he's told us. That's the story.
Yeah.
So it's like he's almost out there for a different reason.
Okay. So if there's this heartwarming part of it, but somebody's going to have to break them up. You know what I mean?
of
Like
course.
they're going to be a tight twosome. It's going to be pretty obvious because, well, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Maybe they can hide it, yeah.
Maybe they can hide it, but I don't know. If she has an episode, I hope she doesn't. But if she has one of the episodes that she was describing, and then he comforts her, then if I'm somebody on their tribe, I'd be like, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't even know if the others know about her condition, right? So
True.
So anyway, yeah. I mean, again, beautiful scene, beautiful moment. I love them both. I just, I try to put myself in Joe's position, and I want to say that I would be just like Joe, but I'd be like, "Yep, I got you, no problem. You're gone. Like, I have to. Like, I'm here to win $1 million.
Send JD for more Reiki.
We need JD.
I don't know about
We need
this.
JD.
Maybe I need an actual massage.
You gotta figure some stuff out.
You got a lot of pent up rage, man. We gotta move that energy around.
I do agree with JD though that I was a bit like very emotionally drawn into this moment, but immediately my thought was, oh my god, when they have to turn on each other, this is gonna crush me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, my immediate thought was, we're seeing this. We're being told, hey, this is how you can help me. And I'm like, so, I don't know. What are the odds she does have a spell or there's an episode? Like,
Who knows?
like,
Yeah.
probably high. Just on putting myself in the editor headspace of like, this will not pay off is maybe the wrong term, but we will see how he deals with her. And like,
There's
oh
a
my
reason
God,
they're
then we'll be
showing all of
bawling.
it.
Yeah. But anyway, a really emotional scene for sure. Over to from that over to Siva and Orange and David
Oh yeah.
asking or telling, I guess, more about the 3 things that you can ask somebody that will explain their personality.
Only these though.
Only these 3 things.
Only these things.
Favorite movie, the car they drive, and how they eat their steak.
This guy.
So before we move on, we need to answer this. Nora, do you want to go first here? Favorite movie, the car you drive, Uber,
Well, yeah.
and how they eat their steak, or how you eat your steak.
Favorite movie is a toss-up for me between The Big Lebowski, I love
Okay.
that movie,
Okay.
and Goodfellas.
Okay.
I do not drive, but the Uber that dropped me off today was, I believe, a RAV4.
Okay.
So that's pretty cool.
Okay.
And the answer to how I get my steak is however the chef recommends it.
Oh, whoa. Okay, nice. Ooh, that's definitely telling of your personality. I like it. TK, what about you?
I drive a 2012 Volkswagen Jetta station wagon. My favorite movie would probably be Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and medium rare on a steak. Maybe a medium at home because I'm not as exact in my cooking.
Okay. JD?
Okay. Yeah. I would. My favorite movie is probably No Country for Old Men. I am absolutely not saying that on the island. It's Devil Wears Prada as far as they're concerned. Okay. Which I do love. It's in my top 5 for sure.
It's great.
But yeah, I can't say, Anton Chigurh, the fucking psychopath who has no feelings and just kills everybody. Yeah, no, not that movie. Devil Wears Prada.
Okay.
Anne Hathaway, National Treasure. Okay. Car, I drive a RAV4, so shout out to the RAV4.
Shout out to
Not an
RAV4s.
ad. 2016, so we're living large over here.
Nice.
And medium rare
Yep.
is what I ask for usually.
Okay, same on the steak. You know, I'm a Chevy Trax guy. 2020.
Yep.
Was a Chevy Cruze guy for a long time. Went to the tracks. Haven't looked back. And our favorite movie is Rad,
Yeah.
which no one will know. But then again, we had two people out on the island saying holes.
Oh
Yes.
my god.
And I had no idea what that was.
Holes.
I'm like, what?
The crazy thing is that
Did you know what holes was?
I-
These guys told me this morning. But
I've seen parts of it, but
Oh.
I think we were maybe too old when it came out. It didn't really
I think
hit
so.
with us.
Sounds like it.
But strangely, they are remaking Holes into a TV series on Disney
Oh.
currently. So I'm sure the showrunner is going to get a pop out of this.
Damn.
Everyone's Googling Holes and figuring out
Yeah.
what this movie is.
Yeah, Camilla and Kyle bonding over their love for holes,
So
and
cute.
Guyanese family as well.
I read the book. I saw the movie in theaters.
Okay.
Wouldn't say it's my favorite, but I would rewatch it with my kids. This is
Yeah.
a movie for kids.
Mm.
Great Shia LaBeouf performance. I don't know if you're allowed to
And
say that anymore.
Yeah, right.
He was great
Sure.
though.
Yeah.
This was on the upswing for Shia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people think Shaheen, his eyes or his upper
No.
half of his face look like
Stop
Shia.
promoting
I
this
think
rumor.
I see it. I
it's
see it.
It's not there.
I see it.
It's not. He looks like if someone can access AI, because I don't know how to do it, but if you can mix Noah Wiley and Serge Tankian in a blender, you would get Shaheen.
Shaheen, okay, I see that as well.
Hundo P.
Okay, I think you.
Well, but what are you saying? You're saying Shia LaBeouf?
Yeah, it's
Well,
it's
look like-
it's from the nose up. It's the eye area for
Okay.
sure. I do see it.
All right. I'm afraid to agree because Nora's going to get.
I have strong feelings.
I
about
said it last night.
Yeah, and I was like, he
tested it
just
out. She didn't
doesn't
like it.
look like him at all.
All right.
Let's see what the people think.
Okay,
Nora.
people, go off.
We also have Charity trying to paint a target on Kyle. A little suspicious about this supplies journey and challenge and blah, blah, blah. But an alliance is formed here. Kyle, Camilla, Chrissy, and David.
We can't trust Charity because she likes her steak well done.
Yeah. We have a
So-
question about that in Tree Mail later.
I think she's already on the outs a little bit.
Possibly. What
So is it a Holes alliance because it was Kyle and Camilla?
and then Chrissy and David. Yeah. It's a weird foursome here.
Yeah. Okay. So, but the main connection was Kyle and Camilla, right? Like.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
connected. And they were both Holes.
They were both holes.
They were
They were
both
holes lovers.
And the Notting Hill was David's
Oh,
favorite
yeah,
movie.
yeah.
He's not just a meathead, JD. He likes
Yeah.
rom-coms as well.
What do you think of this guy after now seeing him for one episode?
I think he's loving being on TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this guy is out here to get noticed. He literally started by saying, I'm not here to do pull-ups, and then started doing pull-ups and asked people how many they wanted him to do, and just kept doing them. At one point he said he doesn't drink water and was disgusted by cheersing and taking a sip of water with his tribe. But he's going to be an awesome character to watch pre-merge.
So he doesn't like water. He doesn't like to drink water. You know what he loves?
Chocolate milk.
Chocolate milk.
I saw this.
So I guess I don't know who
Was
it was.
this in the show?
No.
Oh, okay.
So they did this thing where they asked all of the 18 castaways, like, what would you give up if you were the first boot? You know, it's like almost like, damn, that would suck, right?
Right.
Anything to not be the first boot. This is what David said. My favorite thing in the world is chocolate milk. I'm not even exaggerating. You can ask any of my friends. It's my lifeblood, where I get all my muscles from. If I don't make it to the jury, I'm going to be definitely upset with myself. And so I think the punishment is my favorite thing in the world. Chocolate milk is going to have to be taken away. And I'll have to do this when I get home because it's obviously easy to do when I'm out here. So when I get home, no chocolate milk for a week. Done.
A whole week?
That's what he
my
said.
God.
Come
His-
on, bro.
This guy.
Poor tummy. He's just drinking all that chocolate milk.
I mean, I love chocolate milk.
I love
too.
chocolate milk too. I have to say.
That's my favorite thing in the
Okay,
world,
but you can't like live off of chocolate
No.
milk and not
should have
water.
some
Well, they
water.
even, when he was like telling them he hates water, they were like,
Who
"Oh."
hates water?
They were like,
me.
yeah, they were like, oh, it's working out for me, all right.
Yeah, he's something else. He does seem like a bit of a Andy was my Bing Bong last year, and I think I might be moving the Bing Bong hat over to David so far. But he also is more likable than I thought.
Do you think chocolate milk comes out of all four of his nipples?
Gross.
What? He's got four nipples. We learned it right at the end.
Milking a man, and then it's chocolate milk. That's gnarly.
That'd be an advantage for the tribe.
What are you saying?
Well, if you had a guy that could, you could
100%.
milk him
We're
for
not-
chocolate milk.
Can we move on? Next.
Does chocolate milk give you muscles? Is that
Well,
true?
milk does a body good.
I have heard.
For years.
Well, milk does a body good.
Yeah.
does.
It's supposedly a decent post-workout.
Yes.
Yeah.
Al
Carmelo
Horford.
Anthony, too.
Yeah.
Okay, so there you go.
Okay.
Gross.
Okay, Vula, Green, day 2. Say tells Cedric and Kevin that she found this Codex idol, and this is like the whole scene of like trying to figure it out. She needs some help, and she eventually does crack it, gets some help from Cedric, who like gets given the letters that they do finally figure out because of all like the symbols and all that.
Sure.
He gets it pretty quickly. Trey said you got it quickly. I know Nora can confirm that I was like, it's listen.
I can.
Like I've heard of the letters once. I'm pretty sure it's listen.
Yes.
And he obviously got it. He did a little writing in the sand, and she cracked it open. That thing is cool looking, I gotta admit.
I love cryptograms, actually. Very good.
And she gets the idol, which is very simple looking. Did you notice that?
Yep.
Just a couple beads on a little thing, and she gets her vote back,
Yes.
which is big.
2 points I would say.
Yeah.
Just a question. When you were looking at the symbols of all the animals, when they showed that bird symbol, which she chose to say bird,
Bird, yeah.
I don't think I would have said bird as my first thing.
You thought
I
it
would have
was a
said like eagle
eagle?
or hawk. Did you guys think that? Or
Right.
were you straight up
Maybe they
bird?
tried that.
I mean, it may have been intentional to make it more confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
they-
Yeah, I didn't think about
Yeah.
it. I probably would have said bird, only seeing the first one. But then eventually she finds another one, right? And she's like, evil hawk.
Yeah. She did say
That's an evil hive.
Is that what
She
is that what she was saying?
Something like that.
she said red eagle hawk.
Oh, red eagle.
I had my
I
captions
was like, I mean, it does look scary.
Yeah, we watched them captions last night.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, yeah.
I was struggling taking notes. We gotta put those captions back on.
Yeah.
They do help.
Anyway, that was my one thing. And then my other thought was, where are the other tribe mates while Say is working with this little mini crew to sort out her codex?
So yeah, who is it? It's Stephanie and
Stephanie,
Mary.
Stephanie and Mary.
They're looking at the stars.
Yes.
yeah, that's right.
But it seemed like they were occupied for some time.
Yes.
Yeah, palm fronds. They were weaving palm
And
fronds.
can we confirm that what they had to do, Say and the Green Tribe here, it's a little bit different than what eventually these other 2 tribes are going to have to do in terms of
We don't
unlocking
know what the other tribes are gonna do.
But we didn't see them undoing any rope.
No.
Yeah.
For
It was
letters,
different.
so it's a tiny bit different.
Yeah,
it
it'll
may
be
end up being a cryptogram or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But
their
slightly-
path to it is going to be
Okay.
different. I
little
think.
different.
I have to say, I enjoyed this hunt. I'm enjoying the Indiana Jones part of this that Jeff loves so much.
Yep.
Even in the supplies challenge, the sheath for the machete that they had to don before
Yeah.
doing it.
Yep.
Way better than a sash, I'll say that.
Yes.
So yeah, it was fun, and having the symbols painted around, like I was into it. I was like on the edge of my seat, like trying to figure it out with her. So
Yeah,
it was good.
It's obviously in the edit, but we were seeing the symbols on trees and stuff, and it
Sure.
was like, why is no one talking about
Right.
these?
Yeah.
Like, you've seen Survivor, that's pretty uncommon. But they probably just edited it that way. All right, let's go to day 3, the Immunity Reward Challenge. Survivors racing over a massive net ramp through a net tunnel. Then one player used a Fijian war club to smash a mask. That released a box with a key in it. That key unlocked a heavy sled that the team then had to move down like a track and over some sandbags, which
Yeah.
Jeff was keeping his eye on there at one point, making sure they were all up on that sort of track, I guess. 2 players then have to use the pieces in the sled to assemble a Survivor logo puzzle. Playing for toolkits, obviously a bigger one for first place, a smaller one for second, and the losers would go to Tribal Council. Loggy wins again. Good work from Thomas and Bianca on the puzzle. I mean, they have a power team, so they sort of got there with a little head start. And then we had a crazy comeback from Siva and Orange Tribe on the puzzle. We had Charity slapping pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, why are you stop slapping so many pieces? Honestly, it was the right strategy.
Yeah, I think so.
The other ones, the Vula and Green, they were like, it was like falling apart. I thought it was going to fall over at one
Yeah.
They
point.
made a very speedy comeback. Like, they were going fast on the puzzle, and they came back on the Siva tribe, but because their puzzle wasn't put together well enough, like, they couldn't get the pieces in and had to do the slaps and stuff.
Yeah.
Apparently, Dalton Ross said that, I guess it was Kevin, was going to the other side to try and, like, flatten him out, and they're like, you can't do that, Kevin! Stay on your side.
Oh, interesting.
I didn't know that was
So
a
you
rule.
really, when you put those pieces on, you have to do it then and there because as it gets bigger, if you're not allowed to go to the other side, then
It came back to bite him for sure.
Yeah. Any thoughts on the actual challenge? Yeah.
I mean, it's just so evident that Logie outweighs everybody in terms of their physicality. You got to wonder about how they were putting these teams together. They just seemed light years ahead of everybody.
It appears they have the two female challenge beasts.
Like legit
in Star,
athletes.
who is an athlete, basketball player, and then Eva, who is a star
an athlete.
hockey player. Yeah. And they have both of them.
Yeah.
Which could be, you never know what the challenge is.
Sure, it'll change.
So it might not matter.
Well, but they also had the puzzle. Like they finished the puzzle the fastest as well with Thomas and Bianca, I guess. And that was like, I remember Rachel was like killer on the puzzle, the very first one last season as well.
JD, any thoughts on the challenge?
I liked it. It was grueling. Weird faceplant by Jeff. Did we get to the bottom of that?
Okay,
What's going on there?
I don't think he faceplanted.
Yeah.
I think he
was one of those-
was ducking down
Yeah.
to see that all the sandbags were
Right,
on that
right,
track.
right.
But it does look like that from that one clip that he
one
just
shot.
eats it.
Yeah.
It bounces up. I don't think he did. Tough to see.
Yeah, but a fun first challenge.
Yeah.
I love the heavy stuff, and just people struggling, and it was a great comeback.
And to put those rods in to lift that thing up.
Yeah.
Grueling.
Looked heavy, yeah. And then go up the ramp there. All right, so let's get to plotting and scheming here. Day 3. This is Vula. This is the Green Tribe. Stephanie comes back. Kevin really got away with taking any blame for the puzzle malfunction, because Stephanie's like, that was on me. I messed up the puzzle. Now maybe she was more vocal and I'll do the puzzle.
Right.
And maybe Kevin was less so, right? Was like, okay, I guess I'll help.
She did seem to take most of the heat.
Yes. And this is where we get Pizza Justin. He's trying to play the middle a little bit, sort of between Steph and Mary, and then obviously the Say Alliance. Kevin is doing something similar. He's in a similar position, and that's where we set up here. This was really not a lot of plotting and scheming when I thought about it. It was not the longest scene before we go to Tribal Council, but any notes?
I liked when Say was talking about Stephanie and called something her Achilles heel that's stabbing her in her butt cheek.
Yeah.
Nora was debating whether that's a skeetsism. I don't even think that's a skeetsism.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not quite a combination of two things.
No.
It's just
Well, Kevin has a skeetsism later on.
Yeah, what does he say?
He said, "My head is in a pickle."
Now that's a skeetsism. Head in the clouds, you're in a pickle.
Yeah.
My head is in a pickle. That's a perfect skeetsism.
He had quite a few kind of zingers.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I think that Justin and Kevin, they basically served as the swing votes for this tribal council on the Vula tribe. They might be in a good spot. It looks like the Vula tribe is going to be the weakest tribe. So it wouldn't be surprising if they lose some immunity challenges here before we get to a merge. And that twosome that's able to swing back and forth, they'll fly under the radar once they get to the merge. That has been some of the most successful pairings we've seen in the new era, being on the worst tribe but being the people that survive and then can just hop in, hop out wherever. Justin seems pretty chill. Kevin seems like he's a social guy who's going to be chatting up everybody, so it might work out for them long term.
Yep. JD, did you think as we headed to Tribal Council, could we have a Say blindside knowing that she had the idol or somebody else that they would pivot to? Who'd you think, I guess, going into last night?
I thought it was possible right up until Stephanie played her shot in the dark.
Yeah.
Honestly, even when Justin was in the booth voting and saying whatever he says something sort of I may be taking a risk here, but he's going with his original alliance.
Yeah,
so
right.
I feel like that might have been lifted from another scene later on, but just to add a little bit of drama to it. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I feel like they went with Stephanie ultimately because she's soft, weak, kind of flaky. I don't know, and an easy vote really because she shot the bed
She screwed the puzzle.
on the puzzle. But now they're gonna have to deal with Say, which I think is going to be difficult.
You
being
say
honest.
deal with Say because she got a vote,
She got a vote, and
which she knows is not Steph because Steph played her shot in the dark.
Yeah, she's a lot. I mean, early in the episode, I said I was enjoying her intensity right off the bat. By the end of the episode, not so much.
Yeah,
not so much. Too much. I think that I think we were talking about this before the show started. The intensity at Tribal Council was a lot. Like, it was contentious.
Yeah.
So
I'm afraid for her, say, if they lose again and are going to another Tribal Council, and she's going to be like, I'm fine. I've got the idol.
Right.
She already plays very hard. She speaks her mind. Will the others of her tribe like, maybe we should blindside her here and get this idol back into the game that we could find? I don't know. I'm a little concerned.
It's possible.
Yeah.
I mean, people can change. I mean, she may take the one vote that she saw and pull it back a bit and say, oh, maybe I'm too forward. I need to retract. I don't get that
believe
vibe,
that?
but
She
you
did
never
say
know.
I hold grudges in her
That's
pregame
right.
stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe, Cedric or Justin can counsel her and say,
Maybe.
it's early. Let's pace ourselves.
Yeah.
Cedric definitely has a very cool head and a great sense of humor, and I think and he helped her with she found the idol and it's her idol, but he did solve the puzzle, so to speak, and they seem to have a bit of a bond there, so he could take her under. He's older and just seems to
That dude's calm.
He's
very calm.
I mean, honestly, like, the guys on that tri, like, he's calm. Justin is just pizza chill.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like,
He is pizza.
he's pizza. And honestly, Kevin, as he's already been called the golden retriever, like, he's got more energy, but I think he's pretty happy-go-lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's in the driver's seat. Like,
Yeah.
she can it'll just be interesting. Like, okay, let's just go with what she's saying. It's not me. We're gonna go Mary. If it comes to that,
Right.
then they'll be fine with it.
I mean, that's the path of least resistance for them, because she seems to be a very much fall in line. You're falling in line or you're dead to me.
Yeah.
Like, even from the jump when she goes to Stephanie and Mary and like, hey, what do you think?
Yeah.
All right, you're dead to me. Bye.
Yeah.
I'm going with the guys.
I
That's
do
it.
think if the narrative, for the narrative to switch to Say being the target, Mary will drive it. I don't see the guys doing
Yeah,
that.
so Mary
unless
will go to the
she-
guys and say, like, what are you going to
she'll
do?
go to Kevin and say, well, what happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
And then that could start the conversation, maybe give Kevin a little bit more of a open the door to two pathways here.
yeah,
He could go talk to the other dudes. Who knows?
I think that first tribal council, like, nobody wants to be the first boot.
Of course.
Otherwise, you got to give up chocolate milk for a week. Like,
The worst.
so it's like that first one especially. It's like, what's your plan? I'm with you. Let's go. I don't want to rock any boat here, but yeah, maybe if you go again, you have a little more conviction in your getting the numbers to blindside someone or not.
I think you're exactly right. That's what happened. Kevin says it at one point, like, as long as it's not me, that's fine.
Yeah.
And he also says to Justin when they're having a little walk and talk, he's like, if she gets voted out, that means the idol gets rehid. It's not the worst thing for us, but easier to go along the first time, even in like post-game stuff. Apparently Mary said that she's the one who voted for Say, and she's like, it was too late for me to switch my vote. I was already locked in, even though I knew I should have trusted Say, which to me means Mary probably knows that Say has the idol as well. I bet everybody knows.
Yeah.
Because I mean, at least 3 people know.
Yeah.
Yep.
She said, I'm not telling anybody, and then it took 3 people to open it. So those 3 know. Kevin knows because he's close with Justin. Does Mary know? My guess is yes.
I'd be shocked if she doesn't. Yeah, for sure. So at Tribal Council, I mean, what do you think of the set? It's an incredible set. You have a little info on this.
Yeah. Well, the set was curious. I don't know if people noticed there were these sort of like fennel bulb shaped designs throughout.
Sort of like their flags that they're carrying around.
And sort of had
those
like
things around. I don't know.
sort of like carnival and maybe Middle Eastern inspiration.
Sure.
So I was like, what's up with this set? So Dalton Ross did a whole article about it. So Zach Jensen, who was in charge of production design for Survivor, took a different approach this year, and he created an imaginary civilization of people called the Izadega.
Okay.
And it's a made-up word, and this is a made-up population, and he used them as inspiration for the tribal council. Now, you might be asking me, who are the Izadega? What do we know about them? I know nothing, because they wouldn't tell me anything. But they did use this idea of them being this very evolved people, so they built this set.
Okay.
And then they created a narrative for the Izadega to have gone through war and challenges and strife. So then they destroyed the sets, and then they patched them back up for the rebirth of the Izadega.
Holy crap.
Oh, man.
right.
It's utter nonsense.
This person must never leave the island.
Well, that's what I said. Listening to
pure
all this,
madness.
and they talked about it briefly on the On Fire podcast, but then reading this whole article, I'm like, we got to get Zach out of here. Zach is spending too much time on the island. This is what happens when you film 2 seasons of Survivor a year. You start coming up with the Izadegas.
Yeah.
And there's also
That guy's hit the green wazoo.
yeah.
That's what he's hit. I mean, it looked cool. It did look cool.
It's unique.
It's very
backstory.
unique. Like those huts. Like even the voting booth. I think they're in
Yes.
one of the big garlic-looking things.
And there are apparently eyeballs everywhere, sort of hidden.
Oh, like the
throughout.
flag. Yeah.
Yes, and
Or
those
the
are
logo.
the eyes of the Izadega.
Which is just a made-up
Just
thing.
a thing that we're saying now.
Wow.
Wow, that's a.
The eyes of the Izadega.
Yeah, it's full on. Yeah.
Wow.
This guy
Psychosis.
loves Reiki for sure.
Oh yeah. Look, it's for season 48. I mean, they come up with a new tribal council every
It's
time,
incredible.
I know.
and
And they don't even have themes now. So it's like
exactly,
it's
yeah.
like we're here again.
Yeah, I mean, there was a couple of years ago. It was just like Game of Thrones. It was
Yeah.
dragons and shit,
Yeah.
and no explanation and no rhyme or reason. So why not this? I thought that it looked great.
Yeah.
But that's tearing it down and then rebuilding it is a bit much. A bit much.
They went through war.
Okay, fine. Yeah, I get it. But yeah.
What are the bulbs?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I need an episode on the bulbs.
Yeah, talk to me about
No
the bulbs.
idea.
Well, I'm sure I did see a lot of chatter about it online, so perhaps they'll do a little bit more unpacking of the Izadega people.
Bulb talk.
The Izadega bulbs.
Yeah.
Before we get too far away from it, Skeets, you just did Skeetsism.
What?
You said the green wazoo,
Oh, Kazu.
It's a
kazoo
kazoo.
whistle.
Oh, jeez.
The green wazoo, it sounds awesome.
The green wazoo does sound.
Give me the green wazoo.
That's got to be a new strand.
Yeah.
We did throughout the episode, but we in our cast assessment did nail like how long is it going to take for Justin to drop some pizza metaphors, and holy crap, like this guy only
not
talks.
have to wait long.
just dishing
he's
them
only
out.
dishing them out.
Oh!
Hey, deep dishing it
Deep
up.
dishing them out. That would be good. He only talks in pizza metaphors.
He is pizza. Well, how many ways do I have to say it to you?
pizza
This
man.
man is pizza. He is pizza personified.
Pizza the Hut. Yeah, so he got a couple there.
I thought the one they kept in was pretty good though.
Yeah.
But I was a little worried because he's like, sometimes people will come with a combination and you don't think it's going to work.
Right.
But you try it anyways? Is he telling me he's tasting these people's pizzas?
For sure.
Or he's like, whoa, that's weird. I'm going to make my own
Yeah.
back
Yeah,
up
yeah, yeah.
afterwards.
Yeah, probably
For
that.
me and the
That's what it is.
Izadegas.
Yeah, if somebody comes in with a weird combination, and I'm a pizza guy, I'm making that combination.
Yeah, you're like-
because you got to.
I've never seen this before.
Hey, but it's the family business. Don't sleep on Justin. That's all I'm saying. The guy has a law degree. He went to Yale.
Yeah.
He stepped up for the family. He's there because his mom had leukemia. Don't forget that.
I'll tell you right now. I'll put a pizza on the line that this guy is not winning this game.
I'll take a slice of that action. Keep him around.
I like him. I'm just saying I do
not.
not see a winner in this guy right away to win Survivor.
You are on, man.
All
You're
right,
on.
All right.
Oh, we're going pizza
The pizza
for
bet.
Pizza bet.
Pizza
Pizza
war.
bet.
We got
Alright.
a pizza war.
Let's go. This was a pretty contentious first tribal council. These are not usually like this. And I mean, Stephanie and Say sort of getting into it and getting into the argument about like how to play this game, how hard to play this game, whether you can
Right.
just look at the stars, can you play your own game? Like they got into it.
Yeah. Dalton Ross said they even went further, but they edited it out because there was too much. And at one point, Jeff turned to the rest of the tribe and was like, "Is it always like this?"
There's an undercurrent.
Yeah. The girls were fighting.
Yeah. So Steph plays her shot in the dark. I don't know why I thought it was coming up safe. I did.
Yeah.
I did. I was like,
They milked it well.
I did,
It
they did.
did. I thought so too. But
yeah. And maybe it
Alas.
was because they were putting so much of them going at it, and
Yeah.
then Say has the idol, and you're like, oh my god, this would be this would be an insane way to go out first. You imagine it like flipped onto her,
Yeah.
and like because she was safe, and then whatever votes went to Say, and she hadn't played her idol, but not safe. It says on the parchment. Steph goes home with 4 of the 5 votes. sucks.
Yeah.
Sucks. I mean, there's not many people out there that I'm like, I would get him out of here, you know?
Sure. I
mean, I
think
know it's
she
early,
seemed really interesting, so it would
Yeah,
have been
yeah.
fun to see more of her, but
Somebody's got to be the first.
that's how it goes.
And they had the puzzle excuse for sure. And then Say had her own direction of like, you're not doing anything. You're not playing hard enough. It's like, all right.
Looking at the stars.
Yeah. I mean, you are just trying to figure out an idol the entire time. Like, I'm tending to the fire, maybe getting the shelter going here a bit. Yeah. But anyway.
Usually that's what gets you voted out, right? Like just going hard, going as hard as she did.
Yes.
So,
yes.
I mean,
worked in her favor, at least for this one. So that is episode 1, a 2-hour episode. But let's keep talking about it by doing a little tree mail. Our first one, by way of, well, you know what? I don't know if it's Blue Sky or Twitter, but we've got it up everywhere. I will be putting it up after the show, either later that night on Wednesday nights or early the next morning, soliciting your questions and your comments. I'll put it on X/Twitter. I'll put it on Blue Sky as well. This is just a comment from Sack Porter. How can Joe and Eva both win the season together? I don't think I can take either one of them being voted off at this point.
I know. I feel the same. I mean, my entire happiness, I feel like, is wrapped up on them working out somehow. And yes, somehow winning this. That's obviously not realistic. But I will say, seeing reality stars on other shows gives me hope, because I'm like, they're going to go do a million other shows if they become the darlings of this season. So, we're watching, I don't know if you're watching Traders, anyone, but Sandoval on Traders is pure entertainment.
He's killing it.
Cannot recommend it enough.
I watched the first episode.
Sandoval is the funniest person ever.
He is such a doofus, and he's perfect on that show.
Tom Sandoval is back.
Honestly,
because he thinks he's playing a real murder game.
Yeah,
he thinks
he's
people
killing
are really
people.
being murdered.
I love it.
I think you're right. He's so intense.
Yes. Anyway,
did you see his pits that first breakfast?
Well, he also came into that game coming off the Green Wazoo or whatever.
I think he was coming off the Green Wazoo.
Coming off something a little hard.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
But that's all to say. If they're stars on the show, like, I feel like they will have careers on other shows.
Sure.
They'll go on The Amazing Race, maybe. They'll do Traders.
The Challenge.
Who knows?
Yeah.
So hopefully this is the start of a burgeoning career for them and friendship.
I did just think of something in reading this comment. We have been told, I believe, Probe says something that's never happened before at Tribal Council happens this season. I think he's sort of pitching that. He's like leaning into
Doesn't
that.
he always say that?
Yeah, I know, but hear me out. Could we see a legit sacrifice?
Oh God.
Where, I don't know, would they even allow this? No way, right?
Well, people can leave.
Well, I know. That's what I was thinking. Where the votes are going to go on Eva, and he's like,
take me out.
hell no. No. I'm going. I'll just remove myself from the game before that.
I mean, it's literally, it would be a let's make a deal, Jeff. Like a rest, like a Rice kind of thing. Jeff, wait, before you snuff her torch, let me go. I will go.
Yeah.
And Jeff, he'll go for it, obviously, because it's fucking Shakespearean, basically,
Okay, anyway.
So, yeah, I think you might be onto something.
Who knows? It could be anything.
To this point, Nora, I mean, I agree with you, but this is what I don't like about it. It's episode 1, and we're already, you know what? They'll be fine. They're the superstars now, and they're going to be on the Traders and fucking Amazing Race, and they'll be in our lives for the next 10 years on reality television. But how about playing the game in front of us right now? I mean, I don't think they can win together if that's the question. They simply can't.
Awesome.
I mean,
I agree.
it doesn't work that way. And it won't work if they're both together at the end, sitting there together. Because, well, one of them will probably win. But
to push back on that, Amber and Rob both won. No, I'm not saying Joe and Amber getting married here, but maybe he can adopt her or something.
Maybe they'll come back for 50.
Right. Okay.
yeah,
What if Joe turns on her?
Yeah.
Charlie and Maria were pretty close.
right?
Yeah,
You're
right. Anything can happen.
Yeah. So, yeah, let's just pump the brakes on the Amazing Race. Is all I'm saying.
Okay.
Is all I'm saying.
You're right.
Let's play the game.
Let's play the game. All right, next one. We got a question here from Mark. What injury would you fear getting while on the island?
I saw it happening in this challenge where they were sliding down the board or whatever it was, and they all had their bags piled up at the bottom.
Yep.
They were landing on the bags. I was like, guaranteed rolled ankles.
Yeah.
And you want to have a rolled ankle for 3 straight weeks out on the beach?
I always think about, I've said it before on the show, when they go down the cargo net,
Yeah,
like the
nasty.
big ones.
Yeah.
Like, man, you hit that wrong, like your knee, your ankle. Yeah, you could
Yep.
bugger that up. So,
Yeah.
what about you?
Literally every injury.
Every
I once a year a mosquito bite takes me out of commission. I have to take drugs, so like I would literally need medical help within a day of being there.
Get her the red wazoo.
Get me that red wazoo. But I think the thing I would be most afraid of is like something with the fire, like getting burnt or something.
Oh yeah.
Oh, scooping.
Yeah, because you can't really stay once you have like a burn.
no.
You're out.
You're out.
It's fine, Jeff.
Yeah, any sort of infection or anything.
Yeah, you're
would be-
toast.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. I just got over the flu. I would not. Boston Rob once had the flu out there, or he had some sort of bug. I don't know if you remember this. Like, he was just puking on cat. Like, yeah, like, and I mean, this would be the most frustrating one because you just literally can't move, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's one thing to sort of hobble around and like, oh, something specific. He had an injury at a challenge, but this guy just got a sniffle and now he's laid up in the shelter and he's not participating in anything. That would be my nightmare.
My nightmare would be like a sore back, but not from a challenge, from just sleeping.
Right. Yeah.
Like debilitating back pain or neck pain because you're sleeping on bamboo and you just wake
Bamboo
up
back.
and can barely move.
Yeah.
Because when you get old, that's what happens to you at times. And it's like, oh, what'd you do? What cool challenge did you hurt it in? You're like, no, just
Slept
sleeping.
weird.
Just napping.
Slept weird.
Like Greenwell built this shelter.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Best injury though is eating too much steak and not being able to go to the
That's-
bathroom.
Oh, yeah.
You're a legend.
Yeah.
I would do that on purpose.
Bruce. First
mode.
Bruce.
I'm Brucing it.
Yeah. Just all clogged up.
God.
God.
Medium
sloppy
rare?
steaks.
What was it?
Yeah, I was going medium rare. So one of each.
Day B-Day writes in, whose performance on episode 1 was the biggest difference from your preseason thoughts about them? Mine was Bianca. I thought she had first boot energy, but I'm much more bullish about her after her premiere. Who wants to get a start with this one? Someone after seeing one episode, maybe change your preseason
I mean, I
thoughts.
think I mentioned earlier, but David probably is the one that I was surprised by. He seemed like a very generic bro, and he is, but he was much more naive to the game than I expected, and goofy and willing to laugh at himself, and he's
Yeah,
odd as well. So we'll see how this goes. Like, I don't know if I like him quite
Like a
yet.
lot more quirky than maybe
Yeah,
just
he
a
just-
run-of-the-mill gym dude or
Sure.
stuff. Yeah. Okay. What about you, TK?
I actually like Stephanie. Like, I didn't really have much of an opinion after the cast assessment. She was I thought she had a nice episode, and then see you later. I like Mary, like we said earlier.
Yeah,
Like Mary,
Mary's
I thought
great.
was very entertaining, and I think she's going to be a good character going forward. And then on the flip side of things, like I thought I was going to like Charity. I thought she was going to maybe do okay, just because she's a flight attendant, talks to a lot of people, but she seems to be on the bottom of her tribe.
Yep. JD,
Yeah.
what about you? Anyone different?
I had Stephanie and David on my list.
Okay.
But I will say Star. Star, huge personality in the previews, or our preview anyway, but literally absent in the just other than and they mention it where is Star? So yeah, I was expecting to see a lot more of her, but but David, I liked him way more than I thought I would. Like, I thought he was an instant villain.
It's only
going
one
into
episode, but I do feel we had pretty good reads on a lot of the people, like from what we saw. Like, like we were talking
Yeah.
up Thomas and Camilla, we were like loving her
She was
energy.
good.
Joe, thinking he might be like an immediate fan favorite. So we, some of them doing okay. Next one here about Charity. Well, sort of. Sagasaurus Flex. Kyle was willing to vote out Charity because she prefers her steak medium well. Yeah, that was the kiss of death to Kyle. What types of food made incorrectly, you can throw that in air quotes if you want, would make you consider blindsiding your fellow tribe mate? Nora, you got a good one?
I struggled with this one.
Really?
I know. You would think I'm very into food and
Yeah.
cooking, but I just couldn't. Maybe my brain is not capable of thinking of the wrong things because I'm so in the lane of like how to do stuff the right way. So I just couldn't do it. Most of my complaints around it were like food related behavior. Like when I make something, if someone doesn't eat it the minute I plate it for them, that makes me nuts because it's like getting cold. Like I've made this for you. Things like that, but not necessarily food specific.
You also don't like when people can't hold utensils or cutlery, whatever you want to call
Yeah,
them.
that's a
Some people are
behavioral
like,
thing. Yeah, like if you
like caveman
grip
type.
your fork,
Yeah.
like sometimes you watch men eat and
little
you're just
weird.
like, what's going on, babe?
Not me.
No, you're very refined.
Good, thank you.
Kind of you.
What about the food? Yeah, do you have any food made incorrectly?
Not in the same way as like Kyle and Charity with regards to cooking the steak, but I think that if somebody messed up cooking the rice twice, the second time I'm like, you gotta go. Right? Like if they burnt the rice, I'm like, that's
Yeah.
the only thing we have to
Yeah.
eat out here.
Ooh.
It happened once, fine, who cares?
Yeah.
The second time, I would be
You're off
I would
roast
be like,
duty.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, this is our livelihood out
Yeah.
there. Yeah. JD, you got anything?
Yeah. Pasta. If it's not al dente, you're dead to me. Basically, like if you try to serve me up pasta that's flimsy and falling apart,
Yeah.
Mushy.
no, this is dead. And a cup of tea. If I see you if you're making me a cup of tea and you put like a mug in the microwave,
That's
God
a
forbid,
good one.
No, thank you. Nope.
People do that.
You're
So
voted.
they-
You're getting voted
interesting. I
off.
didn't even know that was an option. So they don't use a kettle. You're saying?
I've seen people like wait for turn on the hot water tap and wait for the water to get hot and use that water instead of the kettle. Like they just
No, we should flag those
yeah,
people.
that's a red flag. That is a big red flag.
That's
No.
not allowed.
I guess if I have to pick one, not a fan that people who put their milk into their cereal bowl and then put the cereal in. That's just a weird way to do it to me. It's
like a-
cereal first, then milk.
Yeah, order of operation mix up.
Or I'll double down. People that eat cereal without milk.
Oh yeah, that's real weird.
I don't want to be all David about it, but that's strange.
Yeah.
I don't get that. I understand a little, quick. It's a good snack. Cereal's a great
Sure.
snack. Okay, a little passing by, a little Honey Nut Cheerio in my mouth, sure. But a bowl, a dry bowl
With a spoon?
You're like
Yeah.
you're turning into a dog. Like that's pretty similar to a dog to me.
Just kibble.
Yeah,
You're kibbling
You
at
might as
that
well
point.
eat it without a spoon.
Interesting. Maybe put some milk in your dog food tonight for your dog.
She would love it.
Yeah.
But, all right, Matt B wrote in, my wife and I thought Justin was giving Furio vibes from The Sopranos. What other Soprano characters would you associate with the cast members, past or present? And there is a look at Justin
For
in his
sure.
pizza shirt. I see it. It's
Totally.
you can't deny that one, Nora. That
Yeah,
one's-
no, I mean-
that's Furio.
In an alternate timeline, Furio and Carmela ran away together, and they had
Oh wow!
Oh.
Justin.
and their son running Luigi's.
Justin.
the pizza shop.
He only knows about pizza because they have to keep him safe.
Yeah.
They don't need Tony to find out.
Yeah. You could do probably a lot of money laundering in a pizza shop.
I mean, I didn't say it. But you know what's up.
Okay. Do you have any other Soprano we don't need to answer that part of the question. I just want to show that photo, but
Do I need to go through the whole cast?
yeah, you
No.
probably could.
The ones that stood out to me are the California Girls.
Okay,
So
yeah.
the Joe Shaheen Thomas combo. It was giving me a little bit of Tony Soprano
Yeah.
for Joe. For Shaheen, I feel like he's Silvio Dante because he would
Yeah.
be consulting and giving advice.
Yeah.
And then Thomas, because he's a little bit more fun, that's a Christopher. He's Christopher Moltisanti.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I got a Christopher too.
Okay.
David. He's there for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, I sort of like that more, if I'm being
Christopher
honest.
is like he wants to get in the film business, but you're in the other business over here.
Yeah.
So there's that. I got Adriana vibes from Bianca, just because the Jersey girl,
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Chrissy, Carmela, just sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that too.
Yeah. And going back, Boston Rob is Tony Soprano, like just unwavering,
Yeah, fair
iron
enough.
fist.
Yeah.
You're not talking to anybody. If you're in our alliance, we're not talking to anybody.
The
He just
Godfather.
locks it down. Yeah.
Well, we had a lot more answers than I thought we were going to have for that. Anything to add there, TK?
Nope.
Okay. Final one then. Doug G. Oh, our guy Dougie G's back. I pulled this one because I wanted to get to something that it inspired. If you could add one thing to the list of things to vote on for Survivor 50, what would it be? We did learn here, Survivor 50 coming up. It's going to be returning players. We have 4 things that we're allowed to vote on at a website. That's something like survivor50cbs.votenow.tv or something.
Just rolled up.
Yeah, real simple. Just kind of
Easy to remember.
vanity URL, guys. But these are the 4 things that we're going to vote on. First one, we're showing it to you here on YouTube. Tribe colors. Got a couple options there.
Who cares?
Who
Yeah, a
cares,
giant who
indeed,
cares.
especially when they all look basically the same.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree. Everybody's picking B, right? Right?
Sure.
Yeah, I love purple.
Yeah, you need the purple in there.
Okay, now this gets a little more interesting. Vote 2 here is camp life. You want to make it a bit easier on the tribe and let them start with a supply of rice, or do you want them to earn their rice through effort or sacrifice? So again, we get to vote on this. Nora, how would you be voting? Give them rice or make them earn it?
No rice for you.
Ooh, make them earn it. I feel
Make
like
'em
most
earn
people will probably go make them earn it.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
JD, not you though.
Give them rice. I've
Let
said it
them eat
before.
rice.
I don't like seeing people hungry.
yeah.
That hungry.
That
you
hungry.
know.
Okay. Vote 3 is all about the Final Four fire making showdown. Oh, people have a lot of opinions on this. So you can vote to keep it. Gives the players control of their own destiny when it actually comes to, like, if you can make your fire faster and obviously strong enough that you can move on to the final, or lose it. Let them vote someone out, just like the early seasons. My gut says this is going to be a landslide back to the way it was, just to switch it up. But how would you vote, Trey?
I voted lose it.
Okay.
For this one. But it's going to end up being like a tragic moment. Somebody's going to get, like, it's going to be Celine gets voted out at Final Four. And like, oh, but what if she had fire making?
Yeah. And then the final one, we'll just show you here. Vote 4 is how do you want to do the finale, basically the reunion show? You want it live back in Los Angeles, or do you want to keep it in Fiji? And this will be about 99%, I assume, the vote for live in LA. JD, I know that's how you voted.
That's how I voted. Although I've said it before.
You want both.
I want both.
You want both.
I want both.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I have to choose, I want a live back in Los Angeles. Everybody gussied up.
How do we feel about this little Survivor 50 in the hands of the fans? I think Jeff says it or labels it.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense.
Whatever.
I'm not opposed to it. I don't know if these are really all that interesting in terms of selections other than that last one.
Yeah. Also,
The Final Four fire making, I think, is
that's a big one.
that's
Yes,
a big
yeah.
one.
I mean, if it's you have to keep the fire making if it's previous cast members, which it will be, because otherwise you'll have these pregame alliances will be factoring in to the final tribal. Right?
I think my biggest pushback to this idea is it feels like Probst is just setting us up to say, well,
your fault.
you called it.
Exactly.
You wanted fire making gone,
Yeah.
and I told you you're gonna regret it. And he's gonna play the whole "I told you so" game with this. I'm a little worried about that, but anyway, and what we had with Second Chances was really fun. Was voting the people back.
Right. That seems more
That's
fun.
way more fun. Who you want to see.
Yeah.
I don't think we're getting that.
Do we trust CBS to do legitimate voting, or are they going to rig the results?
Oh, I would rig that whole thing.
Okay.
Oh, they're rigging hard.
So we'll see. But what's
you want the prize to be $500,000?
Yeah, okay.
All right. You asked for it.
Yeah.
You asked for it.
Yeah, they should be doubling or quadrupling that prize money.
I'm surprised.
$5
Yeah,
million.
one of the options isn't. Do you want them to play for free?
Oh,
Let's get the real diehard Survivor players out here. No prize.
Out of
Sliding
here.
scale.
Yeah,
Where do you want it?
Where do you want
Is this all we're voting on? Or will we get
Well,
new choices every week?
I think it changes
question.
every week.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could get better.
So you're saying it changes every week this season because we have to obviously prepare for season 50. Oh, okay.
So this voting block, I think he said that is only open for the next week.
And then we're gonna get four more
We'll get
options.
four more or new options or
Oh,
whatever.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I'm a little bit more into it.
Yeah.
Okay.
They'll add more to it. That didn't seem like that intense of a selection.
What did you say the name of the made-up tribe was?
Izadega.
Do the Izadega tribe survive, or do they
I know.
perish? The civilization perish.
The famous
Vote on
ruler.
it
Yeah.
for Survivor 50.
What will become of the Izadegas?
It's just turning into Choose Your Own Adventure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's hear what people think.
I know that they're not going to allow us to vote on the cast, but I do think they should have one cast vote, and it should just literally be Shane Powers. Yes or no?
Oh yeah, give him
That would be cool.
Yeah,
That would be cool.
He got squeezed the last
did.
time we did it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you'd get my vote for sure.
Yep, me too.
I see. Okay, you're saying we're gonna have 4 more of these every week?
Well, I don't know if it's 4, but there's going to be new stuff to vote on every week. It sounds.
Probst is literally be like, "What color is my shirt when I'm
Yeah.
out there? Blue or black? Blue or blue? Light blue or dark blue? It changes everything." All right, so we'll call it there. Great stuff. Keep those questions and comments coming. Make your picks. I mentioned this during last week's cast assessment. We're back with Make Your Picks and their team to run another No Buff Survivor fantasy pool. The links are in the show notes right now. If you haven't downloaded the app, get in, find the No Buff Survivor 48 fantasy pool and get in. You got to pick your team of Survivor contestants. You're picking 5 as your team, hopefully to score you a bunch of points. Basically last a bunch, find idols, win challenges, stuff like that. Each week you're voting on who gets eliminated, very important, and you can earn and use advantages and earn points to climb the leaderboard. We'll have some prizes for the top 7 winners, as we always do. And don't worry if you haven't done it yet. We haven't started. We don't start this until season 2 premieres, or airs. So nothing locks until the start of episode 2 next Wednesday night. So you can make your team, you can make your obviously elimination picks, and you can do whatever you want with your sort of advantages. You got your team locked and ready to go, though?
Mary, Camilla, Eva, Shaheen, Thomas.
Okay.
That's my team.
That's a good
Good sounding team.
Yeah, I'm playing different this year.
All right.
We've had Survivor second chances. This is Make Your Picks, like 8th chances for us. And I'm hoping to finish in the top half. So I'm not saving my advantage.
No.
I always make the mistake. Like I'm gonna pull off, I'm gonna pull off a sweet move. Wait till they hear this.
When you're in like 18th, 100th place.
But if I get a vote on every single person, I'm doing stupid stuff.
Okay, that's right. That's right. That's what
it.
Chris has always said. Do not sit on these advantages.
Don't sit on
play
them.
them.
No, play
Use them.
stupid. Everyone plays stupid.
Yeah, go hard. Same mode.
Have you made your picks yet?
No, I need to do several analysis, and I have some macro data refinement I have to do.
You just said, play stupid.
Yeah. I gotta crunch the numbers. Go see how many confessionals everybody had in the first episode.
You mock me, but
Yeah.
did I not call who was going to go home?
You did. You did a good job on saying you didn't think Stephanie was long for this game.
Yeah. Before the episode started.
You
to
did.
be
You did.
fair.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. You called that one. But you got Kyle. We'll see about Kyle.
Kyle will be in there, but I haven't made my other choices.
JD, make your picks. All right.
Yeah.
You more than anyone
Yeah.
needs that reminder.
Yep, I do need the reminder. Thank you for that.
Put it in your phone to make your picks. All right. Next time on Survivor, David's fun fact is he has 4 nipples, and they
Don't.
all shoot out chocolate milk. Oh, maybe one's chocolate milk. Maybe one's
Regular
milk. 2%.
Oh no.
Maybe skim. Yeah.
Wow. Oh.
How do you do that?
Oh, interesting.
Vula, the Vula tribe, is worried about Say. Okay, there's somebody says, quote, she's dangerous.
Right.
And she tells us, I hold a grudge. Yeah, she's pissed about this one vote that she got. So she's going to be sniffing that out. We'll see how that plays out. And then over at Liga, Star, I guess, from what I could tell, seems concerned about Eva.
That's sort of how they're presenting.
That's how the edit was.
It's
and then
unclear.
There was a lot of sort of madness going on. Shaheen says something, and
Yeah.
maybe Thomas does too. So maybe some dramatics, some fireworks over at Liga.
We shall see.
All right, so what do you want to call it? Who's going home next week? You got the first one.
It's too soon.
Oh, gosh.
I said I have to
You
do
gotta start
macro
saying-
data refinement.
Oh,
I'm not ready. I have to see what numbers feel scary.
Have you made your vote for that?
You get 3 choices.
3 choices, right. Okay.
And I think both Charity and Star are a little bit in trouble.
Yeah,
I think.
like
They don't
that.
seem to have connections after episode 1.
I like that.
That's true.
So then what are you doing for your third? Do you do
I got Mary in there.
Yeah, you got to play the other tribe too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Not Mary.
I know, she's on my team.
I want her to say.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Yeah, but still, I mean, I don't know. I just think Say is gonna take it out on her.
Yeah, she will.
Yep.
All right, we'll call it there. Thanks so much to everybody joining us live on YouTube. It's great to be back. Really appreciate you guys joining us live. Hit the like button, subscribe, podcast listeners, 5-star ratings and reviews. And we will see you next week. The schedule with this No Buff show is Thursdays at 1 p.m. Eastern, or around there usually. And like I said, after the show airs on Wednesday night, I'll get the tweet up, or I'll get the skeets up. Is that what you call blue sky things? I don't know. Skeets will get the skeets up about asking for your questions or your comments. But you can also leave them in the YouTube comments. We don't mind that at all. All right, till next time, the tribe has spoken. Oh, you should show his ass.